Hello, this is MARSHALgoldpack, founder of the GOLDPACK clan. My audio log, part 4. This picture, damn, is it an old one? I sketched it up a while ago when I was 15. When I very first came up with the clan, it was a rough copy so I could show my friends. I was like, hey, this is what it's gonna be. Anyway, so after fighting the Covenant for so many battles, wins and losses, ups and downs, boy, were they pretty epic memories. But what ended up happening is that we got another message from a silver USSR account. No gold, no Microsoft points. I just whipped it up, so I obviously message people and scare them. Me and Chris and Trenton. Don't know how they knew he was yet. They obviously knew he was in the high ranks, and we all got a message saying, "You've lived half your life. Now you're going through the rest." And we first got the last threat message from an account just like that one, just over 2 weeks ago, and they said your account, you only have a month left. So we figured they're talking about that. It's pretty creepy. So that jogged our memory about the spies being in our clan, and we realized we had to do something about it. Because the only reason why we forgot is because of the whole Covenant situation. I mean, that was pretty intense, but we had bigger problems. We were on the edge of a power pandemic where we're going to lose it all pretty much. So we kept it very shady, but we all got together on a secret map, had ourselves turned offline, and we discussed about how we're going to get rid of this. And we described it as an infection, because they're slowly gaining more people in GOLDPACK, we realized. We nicknamed it the Flood because it was pretty much the exact same. This gross little abomination in the clan spreading. And we had to get rid of all of it. Where was the hive mind who was actually doing it? Because we already got rid of 3 spies, we assumed, but there was more. Because one of my good friends, the guy who loves Sergeant Johnson, Gyro Gritana, oh, that gamer tag, he came to me and said he heard them talking about the USSR. I was like, what? Did you get the message as well from that silver account? And he's like, no, the clan members in GOLDPACK were talking about it. And he described about over a dozen of the members saying that they think of actually leaving GOLDPACK and joining the USSR. And he doesn't know who he reckons they're coming from. They're all talking about in a game while they're training on a GOLDPACK training base. So we had to get rid of this problem. It was seriously like the Flood. That's the way me and Chris looked at it. Trenton just found it hilarious. He wasn't really serious. So we worked out a plan that I had my eyes on ninja kills with a combination of X's and numbers throughout his gamer tag. It was stupid. I reckon he was the one spreading all these wrong rumors about me, trying to make me look bad and convince all of GOLDPACK pretty much to go to USSR. So I decided before we're going to do this major raid against the Covenant, like it was fully organized, a big one, we decided to get him on the map close to me and take him down with snipers. That was the game plan. And it worked well. I was walking along with him close behind me and only another guy, Trenton. And I had 4 of my snipers placed up on the mountains, up on the high ground. And we waited for him to assassinate me. Like, I was talking after we did this raid against Covenant, we're going to use this map and this is how we're going to set up our defensive line. And Ninja Kills never got the chance to get real close to me. It was actually we actually didn't have military ranks back then. We only had 3 for the highest ranks, but the rest of the people just went on a level as there's 5 particular levels, level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're organised but not as advanced as most clans would be using a whole military structure anyway. When he got the chance, he actually decided to assassinate me. And the second that happens, all 4 of us not, well, the 4th one didn't have view on him, but the other 3 did. And they all went for the shot. One of them hit me in the leg, but the other 2 actually managed to kill him without killing me at the same time. We kicked him from the game. That's immediately when I sent a message saying, Ninja Kills is the overall spy within the clan. All beware. You must remove him, block him, and refuse to communicate with him. And that's when we continued after that. Like, I thought I got the main head honcho who was leading this little spy operation in GOLDPACK. So we decided to focus all of our attention on the Covenant. Because we tried peace talk and it didn't really work too well. Like, they're seriously keen to just destroy any clan that was human. Kind of aggressive. I guess that's what clans are for though, right? So we continued to do full-out war. We trained and even managed to train a couple more ODSTs just before we had that ginormous raid. When it started, we invited a whole bunch of people and we weren't ready for it. We were all just hanging around and somehow the enemy was invited. I don't know who it was, but it must have been another person working for them. I didn't send them an invite. Chris, Trenton, none of the other people sent them an invite. Hell, the really low ranks didn't even know who was in the clan. I didn't keep count of gamer tags back then. I knew who they were though. They're invited, and there was only 5 of us on the map at the time. I quickly sent out code red if we ended the game, apparently as a raid win. Back then, that's how things were done. You'd like force your way into a game, and if they ended the game, it would immediately be a raid win. Clans were really into that. I thought it was a little bit crazy. Anyway, we immediately called for all the ODSTs we could. They managed to drop in just in time. The enemy had 10. No, they had 9. They did have 10 people, but one of them lagged out, and we managed to fill in the rest of the spots. And that began another ginormous over-the-top raid. That lasted another 3 hours. And the worst part is, we ended up losing that raid. The base was HQ Barnsey. Barnsey used to be one of my really good friends. I played Word at War with him, and when I was making the map, he came up with one of the ideas, but he was no longer in GOLDPACK. He was no longer on my friends list. He just stopped coming online. Pretty depressed. Anyway, they defeated us in that raid fair and square after 3 horrible hours. Somehow, like, our ODSTs must have been having a bad day or something, but we got neutralized. And then we played some BTB games against them. We managed to win 3. They won 4. And that was the end of that horrible, long day. When we realized things were a lot... They weren't going the way me and Chris planned. They're pretty much going south. Really south. You know, playing fair is great. And when you're losing, a lot of people say it doesn't really matter, but when you're in a clan, I mean, I can take the losses, but the worst thing is that if you do end up losing to another clan, like end up getting destroyed, a lot of your members, you know deep down that they're losing faith in the clan. When that starts happening is when they move on to better clans, which is fair enough. Everyone goes to whatever clan they want. It's their choice, their decision. Do what they want. We did end up losing a couple of members and our numbers were dropping. We're like in some sort of amazing 130, 140 members. And we end up slipping back after another week from that amazing Covenant raid. We continued to play a couple more raids. Luckily we didn't lose any more games, but we're certainly losing members. A lot of our pros were staying with us. We didn't lose that many ODSTs, but we lost a lot of the bulk of the crown, the bread and butter, all the low ranks, all the level 1s, 2s and 3s. A lot of them were good friends too, which was the really sad part. So when we realized we were down, and the Covenant still wasn't backing down, they continued to want just full out war. And as far as we're concerned, the numbers were rising too, because they seem to have absolutely no shorters. Sorry. They had hundreds of members. It was crazy how many members the Covenant had at that time. I sent one of my men in to be a spy. What was his name? Avenger 1312. He was up for it, he did it. And he reported in so many members. Like, he said sometimes when they do a meeting with the prophets, they'll host 16-player maps. And one, he said maybe even 3. He said some of the members said every now and then they'll host 16-player maps. And they would use a prophet in each one of those maps to explain the exact same story for whatever they're announcing. Or I just thought, wow, that's crazy. But we decided to say we need a couple of days to prepare, and we organised another final assault on our HQ, our epic HQ, not the Octagon Council. That's not a HQ, but we hosted this on HQ 17B, and that was pretty much the second best map for 2nd gen. When we had a raid on that, it was actually an organised raid for once, which was great. 8 versus 8. Numbers were fair. And it was go time. We were defending and they were attacking. And it went for a solid hour until there was a lag spike and we slipped. We ended up losing. We got back down to just me and Trent, and Chris and everyone else in Goldpack side lagged out, and half of the enemies lagged out too. And we end up getting more of the reinforcements, luckily. Our numbers went up to like 11, and the rest were the enemy. Until lag spike kicked in. Like, I can't believe how bad the lag was back then. You know, if lag wasn't that bad, raids would be a lot more smoothly run. They wouldn't be so shocking. Everyone screams out raid when a game times out completely. It's so annoying. Kind of raid to be done without any drama for once. But that raid was our new biggest raid we've ever played. It went for 5 hours. Just over 5 hours. But when we're getting down to the bone on our last hour, the enemy were lacking numbers, and I think that's because of the time zone. You see, a lot of the time we played early day, but this time, because it was our best map, we said, nah, we're picking time, like it or not. I mean, they got to pick the time most of the time, actually. They just party bombed our lobbies without even saying. But this was playing about, it started 7 p.m. Australian time zone. And for Americans, that's extremely late. I don't exactly know, but I know that's early in the morning, like 4. I don't know, something dead set early in the morning. So obviously they probably were trying to bite off more than can chew. Like, we lose raids time to time, but when it comes down to our biggest maps, like, I make all these maps myself. And when we come down to a proper HQ, like a really good map, my members know how important it is that we do not lose this map. If it does, it's pretty much, we're getting destroyed completely. 4 hours went by, and then we were both lacking numbers. It got to a point where there was only 12 people in the game. Goldpack had 5 members, and the enemy had 7. And one of them, I heard one of them was a prophet. I don't even care though. But the weirdest thing happened is that I thought it was going to be a rainy day, but we end up getting a lot of support. Suddenly the game filled up with GOLDPACK members. Nothing but GOLDPACK members, but those were a shocking discovery. One of them was the spy, Ninjas. I thought Ninja was gone for good. Completely gone. Like, when he got assassinated, he had to scream like a little baby. He just screamed in the mic before he got kicked from the game. And then he started spraying dirty messages. I thought no one believed, but the infection came back. And it was weird because everyone who followed with him, I did not know. Everyone that just joined that game to support GOLDPACK, they were in the full GOLDPACK uniform and everything. I knew none of them. The only person I knew was Ninja, and he was the overall spy as far as I'm concerned. So when that happened, I just thought, I don't even know anymore. I don't even know what's going on. But they end up helping us win that raid. We won that raid. When that happened, the enemy just couldn't regain. Maybe if they lasted for another couple of hours until all their members started coming online. But it looks like it didn't happen for them. And maybe a couple of the little St. Keely clans left the Covenant. I don't even know, but they were lacking power. And they lacked that raid. And finally, the war against the Covenant was over. But something entirely new was happening. Something I only just discovered with Ninja and all his GOLDPACK members. They weren't GOLDPACK members. They were his members. I'm not sure if they came from the USSR or he just recruited them straight off the bat, but they weren't GOLDPACK. And this was something entirely new. Me, Chris, and Trenton really could not believe it. It was like, dude, there's got to be 50 of them. I did that night. I had to go to bed because, it was already 1 o'clock in the morning. But the next night, I went to his friends list. Luckily, I could view his friends. I went through all his friends. As far as I'm concerned, only 4 or 5 of my friends were on his friends list. And I went through every single one of his friends and viewed their service record. I counted over 50 of them wearing a GOLDPACK uniform. Sometimes the uniform wasn't 100%, but it was a GOLDPACK uniform. And I'm just thinking, who is this guy? And the next day, no, I didn't play that day. We're going out, so 2 days after that raid happened, I got online and said we need to host a clan meeting immediately at this time, 2 hours from when I sent that message on the Octagon Council. And when I end up joining, me, Chris, Trenton, Avenger, Gyro, Gritana, Sarge fan, I should just call him. We all came around. In the first 15 minutes, suddenly Ninja got into the game. One of the bodyguards we only had 4 bodyguards, one of them must have invited him. And then the rest of the entire game filled up with other people, imposters wearing the GOLDPACK uniform. I didn't even know, I wasn't even used to saying the gamer tag, they're completely fresh to me. And started walking ahead, like they're gonna join the meeting as if any other GOLDPACK had. I'm thinking, I'm just gonna kick him, Chris, and like, yeah. And I started kicking them. And Ninja was like, you can't kick us, we're GOLDPACK. He just started screaming off his head. I'm thinking, you're an imposter. Get out of here. And then I started receiving so many rage messages, but this was the scary part. I was receiving massive rage messages from my own clan members, ones I actually knew. Well, like we're only down to 60, 70 members by that point. Even though we're slipping, we continuously kept recruiting. I was getting rage messages from them thinking, how dare you kick your own members, like why can't they hear in your clan? I'm just thinking, oh my god. Squeaky, like, Chris and Sev, I call him Squeaky, I was like, Squeaky, we've lost the plot. Like, this is bad. Like, the flood's taken over. we laughed about it, but deep down it was really depressing because I'm just thinking like, how is this problem fixable? I can't see it being fixable. The next day when we hosted a training lobby, I was getting attacked by my own members when they're like questioning me. I'm just like, dude, don't you know about this like spy pandemic? I've been sending you guys messages. What, are you blind? And it's like, nah, not cool. You can't kick people. You can't do that. Try to start and tell me how to run my own clan. I'm just thinking, ah, the stress is unbearable. I'm surrounded by idiots and people that don't really see what's happening. I learnt lots from that, to be honest. You know, when you got a spy problem, spreading rumors and lies to other people, it's nothing. They don't see what's going on. Only you do, because you're the one dealing with the drama as a leader. They truly do not become a major problem until you make them a major problem. It's simply acknowledging them. If you don't acknowledge spies and you just pretend they're non-existent, tell them to not wear the uniform, spread funny jokes about them, but if you don't go super ultra the top dramatic, then they pretty much just fade away. But if you go super dramatic and start going crazy, if they're really good at lying and spreading the spy kind of stuff, then they will eventually take the clan. I mean, it's amazing because when you start sending over the top dramatic messages out to your clan, they start believing you're crazy and nuts, which is fair enough because I've been in clans before and I've had the same thing happen. But after that clan just got destroyed and disbanded, I got to actually talk one-on-one with the leader, and he was like, bro, this is what really happened. And I'm just like, this guy has zero reason to lie to me. His clan's not even running anymore, so I fully believe him. So, yep. Spies, hashtag the flood. At least if it was ever going to happen again, I would be ready for it. But, boy, was it over the top. Like, it's messed up having this amazing clan going, and when it's reaching its peak, this, like, grave mine just moves in and is like, I'm going to steal your clan. Oh well. It's a way of life in the clan community. It's happened so many times to so many clans. Drama, man. Clans are just full of it. I love it. So, we kind of cracked a cold one and watched the clan fall apart. Me, Trenton, and all the others. We tried to, at the end, we truly tried to keep together, but it just wasn't happening our way. It was getting worse and worse. As far as we're concerned, we're only down to about 30 good members by that point, actually loyal ones. It was really emo. It felt like the Halo Reach cutscenes, just completely depressing. Anyway, we managed to host one final assault on our own clan. Me and Trenton, Chris, Avenger, Sarge fan, and a couple of the OSTs we still had at the time. Maxie, I wish I knew the rest of their names. We thought, let's make a stand. We did a custom game where we're defending the very top of Pinnacle, and there's rocks all around it, and it was like, if you guys can manage to successfully take all of us out, then Goldpack will be over. Anyone or any clan can join this game. So it was like some sort of amazing Riddick moment where you're like standing on top of a hill with a machine gun and all these little monsters are climbing up to get you. It was so cool. That lasted for a good 2 hours. There was only 4 of us decked out with the start of 4 of us, but we had 6 good guys. We had the most decked out weapons and armor abilities as just defending the hill until we got destroyed, and that was pretty much it. That was well and truly the end. Surprisingly, we still had 30, 40 members. Actually, debatable, but it could have been 40 or 50 members that still want Goldpack to run. But I thought, nah, it's been a long run. Like, that clan's been up for so many months. It's actually been over a year by that point. We thought, yep, this is game over time. And I started going back to just playing BTB with friends. I still wore the uniform, but no one else that played with me did. And it was back to the good old Halo Reach BTB. Just you and 1 or 2 friends. After that long run, I went black. I sent a message saying, Chris's Sev is a new leader, follow his orders, etc. And I changed my gamer tag to something. It wasn't the Hunky Panda, it was another one, but I'm not going to tell any of you that. That's for me to know and you to find out. Secret. It had Halo in it. Just to put that one in there. But after the stressful saga of a clan, I just wasn't fit to be in clans or to run them. It was too annoying, too much drama. I couldn't be bothered with it anymore. It took a toll. Well, it took a really big toll because I went through so many friends. It's like, why though? Because that was never my intention. It was just to run a really awesome, productive clan, a kind of safe haven for Australians at the same time too. I really promoted that side. So I sat on the sideline watching the community as it went through its ups and its downs from whatever angle you look at it. Over time though, shortly in the matter of weeks or a month, the GOLDPACK community was no longer known to those of the new community as we play with today. The Gen 2 was gone. They're known as me as KIA because my gamer tag was... Actually, I changed my gamer tag and then Chris's Sev immediately took my old gamer tag, Sniper Aaron. That's when he became Sniper Aaron, and he still is to this day. You funny little ranger, if you're listening to this, I hope you know you're squeaky. Anyway, being known as KIA was kind of awesome because then I got to be 100% MIA, doing my own thing, going out there and just enjoying every other aspect of Reach, every single other aspect of Reach besides the clan community. I did keep a sharp eye on it. I even were friends with a couple of the people in the community, and I'd get to see those incredibly huge and long raids lasting out. I'm like, how did it go? And they're like, dude, it was so horrible and amazing. I'm like, good stuff. I was too busy playing with my friends though. It's been a while. I got to play with a lot of my friends again, you know, in BTB, doing what most people do, I guess. And then, before you knew it, only another year or two later, Halo 5 came out. Halo 4 came out. What an abomination. You thought the Flood looked ugly, but that game looks pretty bad. I mean, when I saw the trailers for that game, I was like, no way I'm gonna play that game. Surprisingly, the game wasn't actually too bad. The worst thing about it, you could not beat a St. Keely. Like, that was just garbage. God, 343 Studios. You are just a bunch of douchebags. You're so dumb. People should, you should understand that taking away stuff from a game can be beneficial, but you gotta realize one very simple thing. People prefer to have additives, not to have some things taken away. It's so annoying. Like, it's not even that hard to program. Modders try to do it all the time. Anyway, I ended up bumping into a person a couple of months ago, and her gamer tag was Rose71. Oh, that led me into an amazing 4-year long relationship. I'll keep it at that though. I just continued keeping my eye on the community for another couple of years. GOLDPACK 2nd Gen started in the 26th of the 8th, 2010. It ended it was completely known as KIA, the entire clan. When Chris was a leader, people thought he was just rubbish. He didn't even do much, he just sat there being a fuzzy little rang and just being a fool, like he didn't care anymore. It was hilarious. Anyway, he managed to lose 100% of all power in less than a week. It was his personal achievement. It ended on the 13th of the 9th, 2011. And that was the end. until we came back. Third generation. And third gen gold pack started on the 12th of the 5th, 2014. Boy, is that a long jump. And the second gen was gone, and I kept my eye on the community, but I never came back to the community. Goldpack didn't come back to the community for another 3 years. Nearly 3 years. Pretty intense. Anyway, that's pretty much the end of second gen. Next will be third. I'm MARSHALgoldpack. If you enjoy this vlog, I'll see you for part 5. See you, everyone. As always, I'll catch you on the flip side.